What's up, everyone? Good day. Today we are looking at the Mixed Racing. It's a pin tire. On the sidewall it says like Mixed Racing Off-Road is all it says. But it's a Mixed Racing pin tire. I got this tire on AliExpress. When I ordered it was $18 for a set of 4. That was pre-tariff pricing. I'm not sure what the price of them is now. I'll try to look and put a link to them in the description. See how much that's changed. But Mixed Racing is one of those brands that seems to kind of be hit or miss. They have a pretty common or pretty popular knockoff tire of the Tusk. They copied the Tusk. People call it the Mixed Racing Fusk. I believe, what's his channel? There's a guy with a channel who I think coined it the Fusk. Crawler Canyon. I'm going to give him credit for calling it the Fusk. I actually don't know if he came up with that or if a member did or what. But anyway, that's what I've heard it called like half a dozen times by different people. I'll do a review on those. I've got a set of them. I don't think that they're like all that great. Like I've heard people say they're just as good as Tusks, or other people say they're 80% as good as or 90% as good of a Tusk. Not in my experience, but they are good. There's their first rollout. That was actually sidewall collapse. Well, a combination. We got stuck in this crack right there. I might have stayed in that crack a little too long while I was rambling about a completely different tire. Which, if you're not here for my rambling, I don't really know what you're doing here. Because I'm like 60% tire review, 40% rambling. So you kind of got to be on board with both. I should start doing more than just tire reviews, huh? I've got a lot of ideas. I just need to start doing them. There's only so much time in the day. Unfortunately, this is not something I can dedicate just tons of time to, is recording these videos. I kind of got to come out, and I come out for a couple days and get as many videos shot as I can. We have some land that we're building a house on. Once we build the house, and I can dedicate some time to building a rock crawling course without getting in trouble for spending time on that instead of the house and projects around the house, then we'll have one in our backyard, and I'll have full control over the obstacles, what they look like, and I can crawl every night. Let's focus on the Mixed Racing pin tire. Side slide, not a ton, but a fair amount. You kind of do see side slide with a pin tire, but this compound is definitely a hard rubber. Ooh, that's going to roll out again. We're going to have to take the high line, I have a feeling. Let's try getting this saved, but as soon as we hit that crack, we're going to have issues. I have a feeling. Am I getting this on camera? Man, I've been bad with this camera lately. As much as this chest rig is a convenience for me, I might have to go back to the tripod. I think I actually video better on the tripod as far as getting things in frame, and because I can stand behind the tripod and I can see what I'm filming and see the rig at the same time. And with this on my chest, I have to look down at the screen. And I just film on my phone. Well, okay. This isn't bad. Oh, can we get over this crack without picking up the passenger side? Yeah. Come on. Give me the pivot. Give me the pivot. There we go. Hey, not bad. Anyway, more rambling. Yeah, not too bad from the pins. Pin tires in general. Pin tires, a lot of people love pin tires. You can't really use them in competition. They've been banned from competition because supposedly they're just so good. Maybe I haven't ever run the right pin tire. I've run now, well, I can't say I've run these yet. I'm running these. I've run the Endura Comp pins. I have the XHS pin, I think is what they call it. I haven't run those yet. I've run Reefs, Cheaters. I've run a couple different pin tires. I don't know. I've never been overly impressed by them. you know, that they're not bad, but they just don't seem to be this end all be all that I think should be banned from competitions. And I don't really get it, I guess. What's so great about Penn tires? They do have good forward drive. You seem to sacrifice a lot in the side hill. They typically don't have a side lug. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't taken Penn tires on the right obstacles, on the right rigs, but I don't really get the point. They're not scale. They're not really that attractive. Maybe I just haven't found the right Penns yet. Let me know in the comments if you love Penn tires, why, and give me a Penn tire I should be running. Maybe it's not a class 2. Maybe they're class 3 or bigger. I've got a class 3 rig that I haven't run anything on yet because I haven't got around to testing those tires. So maybe that's what I should do. And maybe the mixed racing Penns will shut me up right now and show me what the advantage of a Penn is here on Slick Rock. Although with the mixed racings, we're not depending much on compound, I don't believe. This is a very just rubber compound. There's no stickiness to it. The tires don't stick to themselves. So compound wise, I don't think we got much to look at. We're really going to be dependent on that lug design. And as everything has been lately on Slick Rock, we're just going to sit on that rear bumper. Now I'm stuck on the rear bumper. Come on. See the dust coming off there? Maybe if we can wear some of that dust out, we'll find traction. So these are doing a little better than some of the tires I've tested, just as far as we're not bouncing. Well, there's a little bounce. And we are running bouncy inserts. We're running Injora silicones in here. They're blues all the way around. I like to, a lot of times I stagger inserts, especially when I run foams. I'll run Crawler Innovation softs up front and mediums in rear. And with these Injoras, I have run greens up front and blues in rear. But I have found here on Tire Rack a 7-ish pound rig. It really just seems to like blues better than greens. The greens seem to like about 5 pounds and under. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we did Slick Rock, but not really. We took the cheater line. So we're running Injora silicone blues all the way around. They fit very well into the Penn tire. And I don't know if Mixed Racing might call this something else. I don't remember. Like I said, I'll have to look up my order and post a link to them. I need to see what the current price is. These were an impulse buy because they were so cheap, but okay, now I've just got myself wedged. Give it a little hand so I don't break anything. That happened because we were not able to get up this line. We shuttled over to the side. There we go. Despite the blues still giving me good conformity on the edge. I don't know how well you can see that. Good conformity, despite being their supposedly medium firmness insert. What I have found with Injora inserts is they get softer as you run them. So they come, greens are soft, blues are medium, and they feel like a pretty firm medium. I've never actually tried the reds. Supposedly the reds are firm. I need to order a set and just see what they're like. Put them in a hard body rig or something. But here in Tire Rack, the greens are almost too soft. When I've put them in the front, they really collapse a lot. Tire Rack seems to like blues all the way around. I've got a new 6x6 that I'm working on. I've got a couple 6x6s I'm working on. One of them is a custom chassis. It's going to be kind of a compy build. Not going to actually use it in competitions, but it's going to be like, it's got an LCG chassis, and I'm going to do some fun stuff to it. It's going to be on AR44 straights. It'll be a fun rig. But then I've got another rollout. And that, folks, was absolutely due to tire grip, or specifically lack of tire grip. We were not able to get a very slight diff hang up unhung. But yeah, I'm working on that one, and then I bought a Cross RC NT6, which is just like the NT4, but a 6x6. So it'll have portals, and I'm gonna put greens on that, because although it's a heavy rig, it's a 6x6. So I'm gonna put greens in the rear and blues up front, which is kind of the opposite of what you would normally do. But I think that'll be what I want. And I might do that on the other 6x6 as well. Although it'll be lighter, so we'll see. We'll see. Back to talking about the Mixed Racing Penn tire. Can we? Yeah, excellent performance there. No issues. The rear tire hooked the edge of that rock and pushed us right up and over. So far, not bad. Well, especially for what I paid for these, the $15. Even with these, did come with rock hard inserts. The foams these came with, boy, they reminded me a lot of RC 4-wheel drive foams. But with these Injora Blues, so far the Mixed Racing Penn is not doing a bad job. We haven't struggled overly hard on anything. Like I said, obstacle number 2 has been giving everybody trouble the way it is right now. I think we're just gonna have to wait it out. It's just at that spot in its cycle where it's especially slick. Coming up here, what we like to see is as we descend down this obstacle and we turn in, we need that front tire to not slide sideways. We need it to maintain control, which requires good grip. Yeah, that's pretty good. And ooh, I like that right there. I'm going to pause and take a cover photo. Trying to get better at remembering to take actual cover photos so that I can use higher quality images for the cover, because YouTube has specific like size that you can upload for the cover photo. Like it's got to be so many pixels, has to be like, well, it doesn't have to be, I guess they recommend that it's a certain 1280 by 720, I think is what they recommend. And if you don't do it that way, then it looks goofy. But anyway, trying to get better at remembering to take a cover photo. If any of you watching have an itch to film videos, to, you know, make a channel and film some videos, but you've been hesitant to do so, I understand that. I wanted to do this for about 2 years before I started doing it. And my hang up was I was making it out to be way more complicated and way more of a big deal than it really is. So let me tell you. Now, yes, you can invest in cameras and all kinds of different equipment, and you can make really high quality videos. And there's a lot of guys out there who are making insanely high quality videos. And I'm not looking to make, you know, I mean, some of the running footage that I've seen people do, it's like almost movie quality. But I don't really care about running footage. Just, you know, it's usually on a trail. It's usually not actually doing anything impressive. It's just watching it drive. I'd rather actually go drive a rig than watch a rig drive. But even from a filming perspective, just from this, you know, I've seen guys that have pretty high quality equipment, and yeah, their videos look great. Definitely look better than mine. They're also spending a lot more time finding good camera angles and, you know, spend a lot more time filming and editing and all that. And that is why I thought, we're struggling here to get up on here. Ooh, we might have found our line. Nope, thought we did. Let's try that again. I think we found our line. We just need to stick with it. But that's what come on. Yes, there we go. That's what I let keep me from doing this for quite a while, was thinking that, well, my videos aren't going to be that high quality. I don't have enough time to spend doing that, nor do I have enough skill to record that well, nor do I want to spend all this money buying all this fancy equipment. And it was just excuse after excuse. But then when I finally started doing it, I realized I don't have to be those channels. And, you know, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I think my videos are high enough quality for you to get the point. You can see what you're looking at. As long as I keep things in focus. You can see what you're looking at, and I do all of this on a cell phone. I do all of this on an aging cell phone, not an old cell phone, but it's getting older. It's a Galaxy S21. But I do it on that. I have a cheap tripod from Amazon. I have a cheap chest strap that the phone mounts into, also from Amazon. I have a cheap lapel mic for when it's really, really windy, also from Amazon, that just connects via, not even Bluetooth. It's got a little thing that plugs into the charging port on my phone, and it connects to that. And that's all of the recording equipment I have. And between the tripod, the chest rig, and the lapel mic, which the lapel I would consider optional, and I would also consider having a tripod and a chest rig optional. You could choose one or the other, but between all of that equipment, it's well under $100. I think the tripod was not even $20. I think the lapel mic, which I got two, it comes with two lapel mics and the receiver, all which are just rechargeable. You don't have to put batteries in them or anything. They're just rechargeable. I think that was $30, and I think the chest strap that I'm using now was $20 or $25. So I guess not way under $100, but you know, $70, $80. And I'm making YouTube videos. And they'll get better once it's time to get a new phone. I'm going to have to get a new phone soon just because the battery in mine is starting to not last very long, and it's getting older. It's starting to give me a few random problems. All right, the pin's struggling with the slow climb. Endura Blues, making sure we get lots of bounce. There we go, hook that sidewall. We don't have any side lugs, so we're going to be dependent just on sidewall. But once I get a new phone, hopefully this will last me get me through the winter. Because my wife just got a new phone. She dropped hers in the pool, and we had to get her a new phone. She had like a brand new, she had a S24, and she dropped it in the pool at her grandpa's house, and so, which wouldn't have been a big deal, but a couple years ago she dropped it and cracked the screen. So I had to replace the screen on it. Well, when you replace the screen on a phone, like, because they're waterproof now, you can drop them. I've dropped mine in our pond. We have a farm pond, and I've dropped mine in the farm pond, and it's been fine. And mine was older than hers. It was this phone that I'm using right now. But because she had cracked the screen and I'd replaced it, it wasn't waterproof anymore. So when she dropped it in the pool, we had to get her a new one. So if this one will last me until the spring, then hers will be paid off, because we do, I think the default, like, it takes you, when you do minimum payments, it's 2 years to pay off. We do an extra payment, so it's 1 year to pay off. So if I can get this through the spring, if this phone will get me through the spring, then hers will be paid off, and then we'll only have my phone payment in addition to the freaking bill. Diff hang up, but we didn't hang it very well. Let's try that again. Ooh, here we go. Let's get it hung. Okay, can we pull off? Front tire is not able to just pull, so we'll shuttle back and forth, and we get the diff pull off. Anyway, in my rambling way, I'm telling you, if you want to film videos, don't stop yourself. Everybody has a cell phone. Most cell phones, most of you probably have a newer phone than me, even if you don't. Most cell phones take decent enough quality video to where, and this video that I'm filming is not even the highest quality that this phone will film. It's a good balance between the battery life, because if you film in like 4K, the battery life goes down. This I'm filming in 1080. I think this one films 8K, up to 8K. But if you film for 8K, it uses a lot more battery, and then the videos are a lot larger. And then the format that it stores it in, YouTube converts it anyway, which decreases the quality, so it's not worth it. At least I haven't figured out how to make it worth it. As far as video editing goes, I use built-in tools with Microsoft Windows, with Windows 11. I do my thumbnails with the default photo editor. I do my video edits with just the built-in video editor, Movie Maker or whatever. And really all I do with video edits is occasionally I'll drop text in. Mostly what I do is when I mess up on my filming and I press stop between videos instead of pause between videos, I have to splice two clips together. That's mostly what I have to do in video editing. So I don't do sound editing and stuff. But you don't really have to. If you want to do sound editing, you can, but you could do that at a later time. You can get into this really easily with no headache, no cost. So don't do what I did, and if you have a desire to do this, just do it. It doesn't have to be as good as somebody else's in order for you to have fun and for people to enjoy it. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers. There's not even 100, I don't think, but 70 some odd people like my content enough to subscribe, and it's a pretty new channel. I mean, I haven't even been doing this for just a couple months, 3 or 4 months, and I don't do daily videos, which, you know, channels that do daily or at least a couple videos a week gain traction quicker. So if you have more time than I do that you can, or that you're willing to dedicate to this, you can probably build your subscriber base up quicker if that's what you want to do. So the mixed racing pins really haven't had any significant issues. Not a great tire, but not a bad tire. This is what I've been seeing a lot of, and the tires that I've driven today. Well, for me, it's today. For you, it'll be the tires that I've driven over the last couple of weeks, because I will release the videos that I've recorded today one a week. But of the tires that I've driven today, most of them have been unremarkable. They've been something that they're not bad, they're not great. And the mixed racing pins definitely fall into that category. But the thing with the mixed racing pins is, when I bought them, they were only $15. We'll have to see what they cost now. I will find them and put a link to them in the description. And I'll try to find a couple spots. I'll find them. I know I got these on AliExpress, so I'll try to find them on Ally and put a link there. But maybe you can get these on Amazon, or maybe you can get them on eBay, or, you know, a different site as well. Because the mixed racing, the fake tusks that I have, I got mine on eBay. So you probably can get these there too. Loose gravel. Little bit of a struggle, not having to resort to wheel speed quite yet. That's not bad. All right, so what do we think about the Mix Racing Penn tire? Yeah, not bad. Not a bad tire. They did pretty much everything except for the Slick Rock, which again, I haven't found a tire that's handled Slick Rock well since it became so slick. So that's not necessarily indicative of everything. I need to put like a Tusk or Rupture or something that I know is good on there. Maybe I'll do the Upgrade RC Rock Claw. That tire dominated this whole course. And we'll kind of get a baseline of where Slick Rock's at. But overall, they did well. Again, I don't love Penn tires. I don't like the way these look just because I don't like the way Penn tires look. I don't like that they don't have a side lug. The carcass is not thin. The carcass is not sticky. So I don't think that they're going to be a tire that you would use, like, even if you were doing comps that allowed Penn tires. I don't think these would be something that you would use in competition. However, they are only $15, and for $15, these were a really good tire. Most tires in this price range don't perform this well. So if you're looking for a cheap tire, $15 for the tire, $20 for the inserts that I have in these tires. Let's say right now that these tires are $25, wherever you can find them, and we're just going to speculate because of the tariffs and everything that the prices have gone up. So let's say the tires are $25, the foams are $20, or the inserts are $20. So you're looking at $45 for an entire set. Throw in some beadlocks. Let's say you don't have beadlocks. Throw in another $30 for beadlocks. So you're at $75 for wheels, inserts, and tires. That's good. And these will perform. I mean, these aren't great, but they're not bad. They will probably do anything that an RTR rig is capable of doing. And that's pretty good. That's a good score. That's kind of that's what we're going for with the way I test things is it good enough for most people? And I would say, yeah, it absolutely is. Till next time, everybody. Have a good one.